Hi.
Hi.
Would you please introduce yourself?
My name is MaryJo Laupp. I wear a lot of hats in the arts community in Fort Dodge. I am the accompanist for the Senior High Choir Department, the color guard coach for the Fort Dodge Senior High Marching Band. I'm a volunteer speech coach of the spring, and I direct the Senior High Spring Musical every year.
Oh, awesome. Well, then you see a lot of groups of people.
I do.
Throughout the year.
I do.
Can you elaborate more on maybe some of what those students are doing and how the impact of arts in the schools have maybe affected them in other areas?
Absolutely. Our musical participates, we have for the last 4 years in the Iowa High School Musical Theater Awards. That's been a huge educational tool for us because our individual actors get individual feedback from professionals in the industry. My kids have been critiqued and adjudicated by people who've run their own theater companies and won awards for original productions and directed award-winning productions and things. So that kind of an impact for high schoolers is cool. But I think specifically related to the Fort Dodge Fine Arts, we as a music staff at senior high encourage kids that music doesn't have to end when you graduate from high school. And a lot of kids think band and choir and theater is something I do in high school. And Fort Dodge Fine Arts is so active in sharing everything in the community, from the community theater productions to the school productions, that we can point at things like community musical players and stage door productions in the Hawkeye Community Theater and go, no, there is a performing arts life after high school. So the fact that FDFAA is so careful to promote everything in Fort Dodge allows us to share with our kids that there are choir groups and instrumental groups and theater groups that they can still share their art in, even if it's not something they go into as a career.
What kind of impact do you think those members of Fort Dodge Fine Arts essentially are having on these kids, whether it be as an extra to promote their school program or just life lessons in general?
I think there are two big impacts that I've seen working with the schools. Number one, having our stuff shared on social media by people other than just us and our parents is great, because it's really where younger generations are looking to find information about events in their community. So they're not going to the newspaper or the radio, they're going to social media. So having Fort Dodge Fine Arts share everything going on at senior high and the college and St. Ed's gets it to a wider audience than we ourselves could just as staff members and parents of senior high. But another very specific way is being able to share audition opportunities with high schoolers. Like Stage Door does a huge kids production every summer, and so being able to share that possibility with kids who are really into theater at senior high. Maybe kids who've never made the cast of a senior high musical but really want to, that extra experience. I've literally watched kids go from not making the show one year to doing the summer show, doing speech, and then they come back in the spring and they make the show because they've had some extra time to work and build that skill outside of the spring musical season. And so it actually helps build their skill, which has built my program to the point that we're seeing better and better talent coming in the door, largely because they're getting this summer opportunity to participate. But the Hawkeye also does shows that involve kids that I can give them that opportunity for the kids who aren't into musicals. So we can help build our fall play cast possibilities for our theater teacher as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. This is kind of a random, and we may not even use this, but I'm just curious, are there areas, do you think, in the performing arts specifically, because that's where you are, that you feel that are not being met in the community? I was thinking about this morning, so I'm just curious your take. Like I said,
I'm a musical theater nerd, so I don't know that I would ever say there are too many musical theater opportunities in the community. And right now, I think that's the one area for adults in the community. Now, I work with high schoolers, so that's different. For adults in the community, I think that's an area that is a little thin for my personal taste. We've got community musical that does really nice big scale productions in the fall. We've got Stage Door that does a main stage production for adults every January, February-ish, but it's a small cast. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if trying to get the Hawkeye Community Theater on board with doing maybe one as a part of their season or something is the answer. But I think as a performer, not now as a director, not taking off my director adult in charge hat and looking at it from a performer's perspective, I think that's maybe an area that more chances to participate would be good. The cabarets help. I think the cabaret concerts that Stage Door does give people like me another chance to put our skill set out there and get to do something we love.
Awesome. And then I guess the last question I would ask is, you've been in Fort Dodge 11 years?
Since December of 2010.
Oh,
so
okay, 9?
Coming up on 10 years, yeah. It'll be 10 years in December.
Anyway, what overall, whether performance, visual, just strolling through the community, what have, if any, change have you seen?
This is going to sound like you paid me to say this, and it's really not true at all. When I started, I moved to Fort Dodge in December of 2010. By the end of January, beginning of February, I had landed the job as the musical theater director. I came from a town of 130,000 people that had a very active fine arts association, Erie, Pennsylvania. And one of the first questions I asked is, well, do we have a fine arts organization here in town that I can tap into for publicity? And people laughed. And they said, they have an online calendar they'll let you put your stuff on. And I said, and what else? They said, that's pretty much it. So for me, one of the biggest improvements I've seen in the community, and I really was not paid to say this, is the fact that Fort Dodge Fine Arts has become such a vital, vibrant, alive part of the arts community and has done such a great job connecting the different arts organizations to one another, publicizing all of the different activities going on so that I then in turn can publicize the college show to my kids using Fort Dodge Fine Arts social media posts. To go from a Fort Dodge Fine Arts Association that was a calendar on a website that we were allowed to add our information to and nothing more, to one that is
It was actually a typewriter.
Oh my goodness.
So to go from a typewriter,
to go from a typewriter to an active social media presence, an organization of people that I know who they are because they're involved in the arts organizations in town and I see them on a regular basis. So when I have questions, if I need membership information for an organization, if I need to get information to them about an event to post for, I know who to go to. They're much more present in the arts community now.
Awesome.